I'm back with another triggering topic. Here's another episode of Debunked and Destroyed. This is about debunking manosphere meatheads. Please watch this clip and I'll be right back.
The reason that feminism is where it is right now, and the ideals as what it is that it's all a power play. It's all about power. At the end of it, at the beginning of it, and at the end of it, it's about power. Why would you consistently want to be a victim? To act like you are a victim in a society and talk about this patriarchy and talk about you're in this oppression when you're in the freest cleanness, lack of poverty, lack of homelessness, lack of, and the most abundant version of that society that has ever existed in the history of mankind today. What rights do you not have that I have?
Baby, I'm going to tell y'all, these podcasters with zero intelligence that say things like they are right, but they are dead wrong, and they have millions of subscribers that lack the critical thinking to even question what they are saying to them, are going to be the end of our society as we know it. Mark my words. They are what Dave Chappelle said. They are articulate idiots. People that say something like it makes sense or they have some type of functioning brain, but in reality, it is lights are on, but nobody is home. Now let's get into what he said. He said, hey, what are these women complaining about? The USA is the freest country in the world. Lies, lies. America isn't even in the top 10. Switzerland is number 1. And then he said the USA is the cleanest. Lies, lies. Once again, America isn't even in the top 10. Denmark is number 1. And then this man said lack of homelessness? Bruh. In North America, the second biggest population of homeless is in the USA. They have over 500,000 people on average per night with no place to lay their head. And then he says there is a lack of poverty in the USA. Say what? Out of touch with reality much? Now, although America isn't the worst, especially if you compare it to countries in sub-Saharan Africa, because physical poverty is obviously less extreme as far as famine and the severe stunting of children. However, U.S. rates of poverty are substantially higher and more extreme than a lot of nations. Now, y'all can pause to read this, but it's also considered that America's poor sometimes are even worse off because of the way things are set up in America. Now, this was in 2019. The top 10% held 72% of the country's wealth. And that was before COVID hit. Now, the top 1% of earners hold more wealth than all of the middle class. That's so abundant, right? America the beautiful, huh? Now, let's talk about him saying women are playing the victim and what rights we don't have. Well, men as a majority here don't have to worry about being SA'd or being sex trafficked. It's estimated that 15,000 to 50,000 women and children are forced into sexual slavery in the USA every year. And what's even more crazy is that number varies because we can't know them all. It's illegal activity. There are plenty of people that don't get caught. It's estimated that the numbers are a lot higher. The USA is one of the worst countries in the world for human trafficking. Or can we talk about how men account for 98% of all homicide perpetrators globally, and they make up 99% of the perpetrators of SA? And out of that, 91% of those victims that have been SA'd are, you guessed it, women. And when a woman is unalived, 9 times out of 10, it's a man. So that's a big right there you have. You don't have to fear women. You don't have to fear women harming you or taking advantage of you sexually. And the fact that these brain dead, buckethead buffoons are talking about Maury as an indicator of the state of women or accountability is absolute nonsense. That is a TV show, and we don't know what has been sensationalized or not. Not to mention, more often than not, as all statistics state, that when a man takes a DNA test, more than likely he is the pappy. So stop playing. And as far as women taking accountability, they have no choice but to take accountability when it comes to children or pregnancy. And 99% of the time, they are that child's primary custodial parent, and they're the one that has to deal with the day-to-day stressors of raising that child. You can't be more accountable than that. And not to mention, and I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree with abortion on purpose, but even if she chooses to abort, only she has to deal with the stress and pain that comes from making that decision and the toll on her body. Honestly, we have got to stop letting butthurt, buck-broken, bandit boneheads speak for the state of men and women, especially when they clearly have no intelligence and no critical thinking, and they don't even bother to research and fact check the things that they are saying. It's just embarrassing. And the fact that they consistently have these weak women on their shows and platforms because they know that they will say whatever they want them to about women is wild to me. Not to mention, they also make sure that they have weak, unintelligent women on their shows because they know that they don't have the smarts or the capability to debate with a woman with intelligence. Their points are easily debunked. And these women that come on their shows just so that they can get a cookie and a pat on the head from a man in the form of male validation is absolutely disgusting. I call these women pathetic pick-me patties who still aren't getting picked because the majority of these women are, you guessed it, unmarried. So where are all of these cookies getting them? Nowhere. But I digress. If you can't donate to my Cash App above to get my podcast popping, that's fine. Then please just do me an even bigger favor, which is free, and subscribe to my YouTube. That will help me so much. And drop me a 10 in the comments if you watch this whole video. And please drop me a like as well. And as always, drop your thoughts down below.